Hi guys, welcome back. If you're following along, we're in lesson 93, Saxon Algebra 1, third edition. Today we're talking about rational expressions when we're multiplying and dividing. This time we're relying back on those factoring that we talked about a couple lessons ago. So if you're not really good at factoring, go back and watch some videos to make sure that you've got it. All right, so the first thing we do, this is our first example here, is we want to factor each one of these chunks. So I'm going to do that and write them down below. This first one, remember when you have perfect square minus perfect square, it's a difference of squares. So this is going to be x plus 5, x minus 5, because if we went ahead and distributed this all the way around, we would get x squared minus 25. Down here, I can only take out an x. So x minus 7. Right here, I can take out an x. So x plus 3. And then down here, let's factor that bit. Parentheses, parentheses, x. This tells us different signs, so plus, minus. I need factors of 15, so I get 1 times 15, 3 times 5. I need two different signs that give me a negative 2. So if I do positive 3 and negative 5, I will get negative 2. It's negative 5, positive 3. All right, so now here's the fun part, is if we have something upstairs and something downstairs, we can cancel things out, cross-canceling, and so on and so forth. So x plus 3, bam. X plus 3, bam. Now, let me back up and say you cannot do that if you're adding and subtracting. Like, I couldn't just cross out these x squareds like that. It doesn't work. You have to be multiplying. So either extract things out, or if you are adding, put them inside parentheses, knowing I can only cross out entire parentheses or stuff that's outside of the parentheses. Those two things I can cancel out. Okay? Downstairs, oh, I have an x minus 5 and an x minus 5 here. So what does that leave me upstairs? X plus 5. Now, it's the only one up there, but I keep them in parentheses because there's a plus sign, okay? Same with downstairs, x minus 7. It's the only thing downstairs, but I need to keep it in parentheses so that you know you can't just cross out those x's. Okay, good. So let's take a look at these next ones. So basically that's all it's going to be, is just factor it out and then cross cancel. So to make this one a little bit easier, I'm just going to factor I'm going to cross this out. We're going to factor right above and below, right? Let's do some parentheses here. All right, upstairs I have x, actually the a's in all of those. Oh, that's right. Okay, and this tells us different signs, so plus, minus, and then this tells us factors of 6, 1 times 6, 2 times 3. I need a plus and minus that give me positive 1. So plus, plus 3 minus 2, that would give me positive 1, and that's what I need. So plus 3 minus 2. All right, cross that out so I have it. This guy, x, this tells us different signs, plus, minus, factors of 21. 1 times 21, 3 times 7. I need a positive and negative that gives me negative 4. So how about negative 7, positive 3, negative 7, positive 3. Cross that guy out. Beautiful. All right, over here I have x. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. Factors of 7, 1 times 7, 1 and 7. That's all I can do because that will give me negative 8. Okay, then we've got x. This tells me different signs, so plus, minus. Factors of 2 are 1 times 2. I need to get a negative 1, so how about a positive 1, negative 2? That'll give me a negative 1. All right, so you can see that I have this all written out here. Now we can cross cancel things. Straight off the bat, I see this x minus 2. Ooh, it looks like x plus 3, those can go away. X minus 7, and then we have x minus 1, x plus 1. So all that simplifies down to x minus 1, x plus 1. Now remember, if there's an addition or subtraction involved, you've got to put parentheses around. Well, you don't have to put parentheses, but you can't just like cancel out these x's because there's addition. So if you put it in parentheses, that'll remind you to like protect it, right? So taking a look at this, remember there's a division here, right? We never divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So how does that work? Let's do the same thing we did up here, which is factor these guys out. This is going to be x minus 2. Right here, this is going to be x, x. This tells me different signs, plus, minus. Factors of 8, 1 times 8, 2 times 4. I need a positive 2. So if I do positive 4, negative 2. Then over here, we've got x, x plus 5. Oh, cross it out. And then let's do some bubbles here. Okay, so the on this guy, yep, x, x. This tells us same signs. This tells us positive, positive. Factors of 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. I need a positive, positive to get 7, so 3 and 4. All right, so what this means is we multiply by the reciprocal. So this first one's not going to change. X, x minus 2, that's the top, over x plus 4, x minus 2. These guys I probably could have just canceled out straight away and not rewritten it, but for the sake, we'll show you. Now we're going to multiply instead of divide, and we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which means we're going to flip these. So this stuff on the bottom is now going to be x plus 3, x plus 4, and then this stuff is going to go on the bottom. Now the fun part, we get to cancel out, yay! So again, you can cancel these guys out, this and then this loose x we got there and there, which leaves us with x plus 3 over x plus 5. And again, if you need to protect them to put parentheses around them, you can do that. All right, example number 4. So we're going to do the same thing. I don't know how I missed that. Minus is like way down there. Okay, so parentheses, 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 parentheses. Bubbles, 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 bubbles. Okay, so this guy is XX. Actually, all these are XX, so I'm just going to throw those in there. There's no A greater than 1, or different than 1, I should say. This tells us different signs, so plus, minus. Factors of 6, 1 times 6, 2 times 3. I need a negative 1, so I'm going to do negative 3, positive 2. Cross that out. Now down below, this tells me different signs, so plus, minus. Factors of 10 are 1 times 10, 2 times 5. I need a negative 3, so how about a negative 5, positive 2? Because that'll give me negative 3. Then over here, this tells me same signs. This tells me positive, positive. Factors of 4 are 1 times 4, 2 times 2. I need positive 5, so we're going to do 1 and 4. Now, this tells me different signs, so plus, minus, 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. I always say list your factors out because for whatever reason, it's usually from the bottom up. Work your way from the bottom up. And sure enough, I need a negative 1, so if I do negative 5, positive 4, that'll give me negative 1. All right, so these guys, I'm going to do that. I'm going to cancel this with this. Now, don't be cross-canceling just because they're on the same one. We can cancel it out. But you can't cross-cancel because that's a division. So what that leaves me with is x minus 3 over x minus 5 multiplied by the reciprocal, which is going to be this guy on the bottom. So x, oh wait, no, look, this x plus 4 cancels out with this x plus 4. So this is on the bottom, x minus 5 is now on the top. This is on the top, this is going to now go on the bottom, x plus 1. Helps kind of ease it, make it a little easier. Okay, so let's see what we can cancel out. This and this, that gives me x minus 3 over x plus 1. Ta-da, that's our answer, yay. All right, guys, here are the 2 practice problems. So go ahead and pause the video, try those, and then come on back. All right, so for the sake of this, I'm gonna actually erase this word practice so I can write above it. We'll put practice over here. Okay, so right here we've got, I need to, there we go. Okay, so for our practice problems here, we've got bubbles, 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 bubbles. All right, so x, 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 x. This tells us different signs, so plus, minus. Factors of 6 are 1 times 6, 2 times 3. I need a negative 1, so we're going to do negative 3, positive 2. This tells us different signs, plus, minus. I need 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 4 times 4. Looks like it's going to be negative 8, positive 2. That'll give us negative 6. Okay, over here we get x minus 3, just that's their greatest common factor. And then here we get some more bubbles. X. This tells us different signs, so plus, minus, 40, 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 4 times 10, 5 times 8. I need a negative 3, so how about a negative 8 and a positive 5? Cancel those out. All right, so taking a look at this, I can see straight away that this can be canceled out from here. So that leaves me with x minus 3 over x minus 8, not divided by, we're going to multiply. It doesn't look like I can cancel anything on this side, so I'm just going to flip them all. So we have x minus 8, x plus 5 over x. So now the stuff that was on the top is on the bottom, x minus 3. Throw these in parentheses so I remember to protect them. All right, guys, so this can cancel out with this, and this cancels out with this. That leaves me with x plus 5 over, downstairs I have just that x. Guys, you cannot just cancel these out. It's got to look just like this. You can't cancel it out. It's got to be on the outside of parentheses. And if you remember what I said, if it's addition, subtraction, throw some parentheses around it so you remember to protect it. Good. All right, let's do this multiplication one. Same idea. We're going to do all these bubbles here. All right, so I'm going to throw some x's in here. I think that'll be helpful. All right, so for this guy tells us same signs. This tells us positive, positive. Factors of 36, I got 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 6 times 6. I need a positive, positive that gives me positive 12. So how about 6 and 6? Now I need factors of 40. Oh, this tells us same signs. This tells us positive, positive. That's a positive 13. It's kind of wonky. So for 42, we have 1 times 42, 2 times 21, 3 times 14. I always forget. 14, yeah. Okay, 3 times 14. Oops. And then 6 times 7, right? So we need a positive, positive that gives us positive 13. Looks like 6 and 7. Okay, for this guy here, this tells us different signs, so plus, minus. This tells us different signs as well, plus, minus. Factors of 21, 1 times 21, 3 times 7. Factors of 24, 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 6. Oh, whoops, what am I doing? 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Okay, so for up here, I need a positive and a negative that gives me positive 4. So I'm going to say positive 7, negative 3. Yep, looks good. Down here, I need a positive 2. Positive, negative to give me a 2. So how about positive 6, negative 4? All right. All right, so we got all those guys factored. This is multiplication, so we can cross cancel if we need to. And sure enough, I see x plus 6, x plus 6. I see another x plus 6, x plus 6. I see x plus 7, x plus 7. So that is it. So remaining upstairs, I have x minus 3 over x minus 4. Guys, that is your answer. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, great work, and I will see you next time.